Luke, many congratulations, an unbelievable display. How does it feel to be back in another World Championship final?
As soon as that winning double went in, I knew back-to-back finals. But yeah, just finish here. Speaking to you guys, it's just chill out, reset the batteries and go again tomorrow.
105 average there, some incredible finishes. When you're playing at that level, do you feel unbeatable up there?
I felt very, very confident tonight. I wouldn't say the best I felt. The best I felt was against Nathan in the quarterfinals. But I'm just glad that I'm playing with confidence.
And it feels like you're improving game by game in this tournament. Do you feel like you're peaking at the perfect time?
Yeah, obviously I'm hitting the shots when they needed to, and Stephen, he was right behind me throughout the game, and I couldn't step off the gas.
And up against Michael van Gerwen in tomorrow's final, just how much are you looking forward to that occasion?
Yeah, I think everyone else is looking forward to it more than I am, but win 7 sets, I'll be happy.
And how much can you take from the experience you've gained over the last year into tomorrow's final?
Yeah, I've gained loads of experience. Obviously, Michael, he's been in numerous finals. This is my second. I know where I went wrong last year, and I'm sure I'll fix it.
And after what's been a fairy tale year for you, what would it mean to lift that title tomorrow night?
I don't even know. Obviously, it'd mean everything. But like I said there, win 7 sets and I'll be over the moon.
Look, congratulations, back-to-back world finals at just 17. Can you quantify and put into words for us what an achievement that is?
It's massive, but the amount of darts you play all year round, you don't really think about it until the World Championship comes around in December again, because you've got to focus onto the next tournament. But once you're here, you know what you've accomplished the year before, and for myself, you can only fix it.
Playing obviously a legend of the sport, 3-time champion, how will your experience of last year's final help shape how you approach tomorrow? Will you do anything differently? What have you learned?
I don't really know what I've learned. Obviously, I've been last on pretty much every time throughout the tournament, so I'm going to have to get here earlier and obviously make sure I get some sleep tonight. But like I said, reset the batteries, sleep, and come here 100%.
I know this is all you've really been talking about for the last year, but can you try and explain to us just how different life is sitting here today than you were when we spoke to you at this time last year?
Yeah, it's changed massively. Everyone knows why. I don't really like to say it, but yeah, this is why the sport's so good, and this is why we do it.
And what have your parents, your family said to you?
Don't think they said anything yet. I just give them all a hug.
Just finally, talk us through tomorrow, what your routine looks like, what you're going to do, so we all know how your day looks leading up to your second back-to-back final.
Just sleep. Like I said, I'm on because it's the only first game, so I know what time I'm on, and I'll know what time to get here tomorrow to get enough practice in.
Congratulations, Luke. Just try and describe how you feel in the here and now. I know that you've got one little part of you that's thinking about tomorrow and you're just trying to keep a bit of a lid on it. But right now, you can allow yourself a little fist pump to yourself.
Yeah, like I said then, it was as soon as that winning double got hit, I knew it's back-to-back finals. And yeah, I can't wait to get on stage again tomorrow.
You looked like you were really enjoying it as well there. There was certain points where you were really eyeballing the crowd and geeing them up. Is that something that actually over the last couple of weeks you've tried to embrace a little bit more? Because they are there, aren't they? You can't ignore the fact that they're there.
Same as the Nathan Aspinall game, the crowd want the game to go on, but when you're 1 set away or 2 sets away, when obviously I hit the 84, you just think to yourself, nah, I'm going to have to stop this and get over the line.
On paper, Luke Littler in another World Championship final, it reads the same, but does it feel different this time around after the last 12 months?
It's very different because what I've accomplished last year, but yeah, what a way 2025 could get started off to.
But in some ways it must feel a little bit more like you've accomplished something because of all the extra stuff, you know, all those stood in here and all the cameras. It's like a rock star's turned up with all the boom mics and stuff. With that in mind, that's got to give you a bit more validation, the fact that you've done it with all the extra clingers on and baggage.
Yeah, obviously these guys, you do what you do, and obviously we'll speak to you, but after it's all done, we've got to reset and we'll have to go again.
I'm just looking at some of the moments where your back's been a bit against the wall and you've had to dig deep. I'm thinking in that decider against Ryan, and tonight where obviously Stephen had that look to try and make it. Well, he could have pulled it back to 4-2. You sort of stole the sixth, didn't you? Those little moments, they're going into a little Luke Littler treasure chest, aren't they? That you can just open up tomorrow when you need them, and they all count for something.
Yeah, I know that the finishes will be there if I'm playing well. But the 84, as soon as Stephen hit the 140, I just said to myself, you just do it, and it went in.
Before I let you crack on and go and get a little bit of sleep, you know, Michael van Gerwen, Ali Pally, world final, 12 months ago, 13 months ago, that would have been the stuff of dreams, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been, but we've played 12, 13 times this year. We know how each other can play, and I'm going to say it again, it's the World Championship final. Anything can happen, so whoever turns up the best tomorrow wins.
All the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Luke, congratulations. You touched on last year, you said you know what you did wrong. What did you do wrong last year?
Just losing. I lost too many legs with the throw, but I think I've done better tonight on throw, which I needed to. As soon as I won the ball in the back room against Steve, I just said to myself, just get that first set out of the way, and then when you're 4-0 up, I was just loving it.
Playing Michael tomorrow, because of his stature in the game and what he's won and everything like that, would it mean more winning your first one against him?
It'd be massive for myself, but if I played Chris Dobie in the final, it'd still be massive. But obviously when he's hunting for his fourth title and hunting for my first, and obviously it has been a while since Michael picked up the trophy, so I know he's going to be up for it, and I am certainly.
When you were 12, 13 playing in the JDC, everyone saw you posting these huge numbers. You've come through to sit here now. Did you always believe it was destiny that you would pick up a world title?
It's the stuff of dreams. Every kid, every adult, they want to pick up the trophy. But this is what you've got to do. You've got to be at the top of your games to do it.
Luke, congratulations. You mentioned about how relaxed you were being on stage with Nathan and obviously Stephen tonight. Do you think it'll be maybe a little bit of a different atmosphere against Michael because you're not quite as close with him?
Obviously you can look at it that way. Obviously if we win a set, we're not going to fist bump each other. But that's what I've done with Stephen and Nathan. We're good friends, and the first set was close, went 2-0 up, and all of a sudden it's 2-2, and I've got a hold throw, which I did. But yeah, I'm so glad that I went 4-0 up and I just settled really well.
Congratulations, Luke. 13 months ago, no one outside of darts knew who you were. Yet here we are, second consecutive world final, Young Sports Personality of the Year, and £1 million and prize money won. Do you ever stop and pinch yourself and think, how the hell did I get on this roller coaster ride?
Not really. Just got to focus on to the next. Obviously, when I'm at home, I know what I've done. I know what I've done for my family as well. But this is all about the darts game.
Luke, huge well done on back-to-back world finals. You're chasing your first, Michael's chasing his fourth. Who do you think's got the most pressure heading into the final?
I can tell you now, I've got no pressure. I'm sure Michael would have said the same. Just going to enjoy it. Like tonight, if I can get off to a quick start, winning the first set, I'll be happy. But if I don't, then I'll come back on and hopefully switch things up and make it right.
With what we've seen this year from you and Michael and what we've seen in this tournament, are you a better player than Michael van Gerwen?
I've not really seen what Michael's been averaging, what he's done on the doubles. I've only seen the 180 for the Ballon d'Or, and I think I'm pretty clear now. But yeah, I've just got to focus on tomorrow and get everything right.
Good luck tomorrow, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you.
After your first game of the tournament, you said everything had kind of got to you up there. Has that all vanished now?
Yeah, just after that first game, I knew coming back after Christmas, just don't feel that pressure again, and I didn't. And obviously, I've won plenty of more games since the Ryan Meikle game. I've settled.
Well done.
Not just from your darting achievements, but from speaking to you over the past 12 months, we can all see how much you've not just grown as a dart player, but grown as a person, and you're still a teenager. Like, how do you feel you've grown as a person as well as a darts player?
I don't know if I have grown. Throughout the year, I've been the same, and this is how I'll always be. I don't need to change for no one.
And obviously, in comparison to last year, you're now going into Michael van Gerwen against a 3-time world champion as the favourite. Does that feel different from last year's final?
Not really. I don't think me and Michael will be bothered who the favourite is and who's not. Like I said there, whoever wins 7 sets will be happy.
Thank you.
Any more this side before we pass the microphone across? Kevin, at the back there, please. Kathleen, thanks.
Luke, well done. Amazing achievement, 2 world finals in a row. You already mentioned the fist bumps with Stephen and also with Nathan. Do you like that kind of gameplay, or do you maybe even prefer when there's a big or some tension on the stage?
I prefer it and I don't at the same time. Obviously me and Nathan, after a set, we'd give each other a fist bump, and me and Stephen done the same. Obviously when I went into the 4-0 lead, I didn't think he'd do it again, but obviously he won the set and then I had to do it to him.
And do you think they are doing that to get you a little bit out of focus, or is it just because you're mates on tour?
Yeah, obviously me and Nathan, me and Stephen were really good mates. Obviously win a set, you do what we do. But as soon as the referee says game on, that's when it's game on.
And finally, how big and how important is this nail-biter win against Ryan Joyce for your whole campaign? So it's not just one-sided matches.
It was a massive win. Obviously, he tested me all the way. Obviously, in that game, I didn't have to throw, so I'd break the Ryan Joyce throw and he'd break back, and it was back and forth. But that was a really good challenge for myself, and now I can look on tomorrow and take confidence from that.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Michael said here earlier, and he said he's sure he's going to win tomorrow. What do you say to that?
I'm sure Michael will say that, but if you don't know me, I won't sit here and say I'm going to pick up the trophy. If I win 7 sets, I'll be happy.
So what's your strategy? How are you going to win?
Hit the doubles, and I'll win.
Thanks.
Luke, congrats. A month back, would you have believed that Van Gerwen would make it into the world final?
I think everyone doubted Michael a lot. I think the limelight was just on me and Luke Humphries. People will say he's come through an easy draw, but nothing's easy in the World Championships. He's been tested, I've been tested, so I'm sure we'll both test each other tomorrow.
Do you think that he is back on his top level?
Like I said, I've not seen the numbers he's put in or the double percents, so I'm not sure if he is back or not. But I'm sure he'll be full of confidence tomorrow, same as me.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Luke, when Michael van Gerwen played his first final, you were 5 years old. Do you remember anything of Michael van Gerwen growing up, watching him in the final against Phil Taylor, Peter Wright the year after?
I can't say I do. I think the first one I remember is the 2017 World Championships.
Yeah.
That when Gary could have gone back to back to back. So that's the first one I remember. And obviously, as I got older, I was always into it, but I watched it even more. Obviously, he's not won it for numerous years, and he'll be very up for it tomorrow. So will I.
Have you ever been intimidated by Michael van Gerwen? Some players in the past would see that green shirt and would shrivel on stage, but have you ever done that in the past 13 months?
Not really. I don't think dart players need to focus on Michael van Gerwen. Whatever he does, that's what he does. He's been around for the game for years and years, and I'm sure he won't change for anyone.
Your day in Wolverhampton, you were having photos taken. If I'm right, I don't think you touched the trophy. Have you ever touched that trophy?
What's that?
The Sid Ward Eltro, when you had the media shots with the trophy, I don't think you've ever touched it.
Last year. That was last year.
Was
No,
last
I didn't touch it.
So have you touched it recently? Have you ever touched that trophy?
No. Same as the Premier League, I didn't touch that.
And there's a reason, because you don't want to touch it until you win it, I presume.
Exactly.
Well done, Luke.
There are no guarantees in darts, but if you can make one promise tomorrow, if you have a shot at double two to go 5-2 up, will you hit it this time?
Cheers for that. I think tonight I was very good on the double 10, but I'll try my best to not leave double two again.
Is this the most? Do you think you'll be the most excited before a match that you've ever been tonight? Do you think you'll be able to sleep? Not off to sleep easily?
Every night before I do play a game, I've slept well. Whereas last year I weren't sleeping at all because I was just ready. I was ready for the next game. But this year it's a lot different, and I know I've got to get some sleep tonight.